Went to Grahamstown for a couple of days, and it was one of the richest experiences I've ever had, and that was a good 10 years ago now. It's all systems go for the 42nd edition of the National Arts Festival in Grahamstown, and the organisers have assured visitors that this year's programme is a textured and engaging representation of the country's creative mood. The festival opens to the public today. There's over 600 productions that will be staged in a variety of different theatres and inventive venues. For more on this, let's cross over to our reporter now, Lerato Thipa, who is covering the festival for us. A very good morning to you, Lerato.
Well, a very good morning. We are broadcasting live. Well, a very good morning. We are broadcasting live from the National. A very good morning. We're broadcasting live from the National Arts Festival. Hashtag 11 Days of Amazing. Well, last night marked the official opening of the festival and saw hundreds of people, both locally and internationally, breezing the cold and making their way to this once-of-a-lifetime cultural experience. But joining me this morning is Tony Lankester, the CEO of the Arts Festival. We know that last year the numbers are quite big, and this year he has said to me it's going to be bigger and even better. He's here this morning. Tell us more about the festival and what's in store for the 2016 Arts Festival. Now, Tony, every single year there's a specific theme for the festival. Take us through some of the themes of this year and what was important for you to have these themes.
Right, I'm not sure what this cold thing is that you're talking about, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, look, I think every year what we do is we present the artists with a framework, and we say within that framework, have fun, create work that responds to what is happening in South Africa at the moment. And this year, more than most years, I suppose there's a confluence of anniversaries. It's the anniversary of the Soweto uprisings, of the Women's March on Parliament. It's the centenary of Fort Hare University just down the road. So the confluence of those things and a whole lot of other concerns and issues that are currently buzzing in South Africa, our artists are responding to, and that's what they bring to the program. You know, we stage about 700 productions over the course of the next 2 weeks, and in those productions most of the time the artists are creating work that speaks to them and their audience, and their creative impulse, and what we see on the stages is a result of where their minds are at, where their heads are at. So I think what you'll see on stage is a representation of where South Africans are at the moment, how South Africans are thinking and feeling, and that's really how the theme is derived every year. So we provide this sort of general framework and this platform. We say, come and use this platform to express yourselves. That's the message that we send out to artists.
And then also, what are some of the highlights or perhaps some new features at this year's festival?
A lot of the highlights and the things that we've been working on year round are the things that live beneath the skin. So very often audience members won't even be aware of these. So there's bits of technology. There's things like printed home tickets where people can now print their tickets at home and bring those to the door. So we're trialing technology like that. So there's lots of tweaking, and you know, this machine is 40 years old, or 42 years old now, and like any 42-year-old, as I once was, you have to tweak it a little bit, and you've got to massage it and make sure that it stays fresh and alive. So every year there's a process of reinvention that happens beneath the skin and our systems and processes and the way that we manage things. This year we have two significant pieces of funding that are very important to us, and they point to our sustainability as an organisation, and they give us the space and the room to grow a little bit and to do some long-term planning. So we have a new 3-year agreement, for example, with the Department of Arts and Culture, so we can now plan in a 3-year horizon with them for the next 2016, 17 and 18, and we can say, right, we've got the 17 million rand grant from them. How are we going to shape it and structure the spend so that the festival itself as a business can thrive and flourish? And this year there was a one-off grant from the National Lottery as well, who are contributing specifically to the Fringe, that massive democratic platform that we stage, and investing in that and in the way that rolls out. So we've got that space to do a bit of planning, which is quite rare in the arts sector.
And then lastly, Tony, the economic impact of this festival on just the ordinary citizens here in Grahamstown.
Yeah, you know, we speak a lot about the big numbers, and that they're going to be sort of 240,000 tickets sold last year and all those kinds of things, and those are important to us, and they're good benchmarks and ways of measuring our success. But for us it's about the one person. It's about the one person who gets a job in Grahamstown because of the festival, and we employ directly about 400 people. We employ a lot of people directly, but obviously the tourism and hospitality sector benefits indirectly as well. We estimate at the moment that the contribution to the GDP of the province is about 340 million rand. That's based on the last survey we did, which is a significant economic economic boost into the province. Of that, 90 million rand is spent right here in Grahamstown. So that's a big stimulation for a small city like this that desperately needs that kind of investment and that kind of input. So in many ways economically, but it also puts the city on the map as well. So it makes us a destination for tourists. It's something that gets spoken about globally, and those are some of those ripple effect benefits of an event like this.
Well, that was Tony Lankester, the CEO of the National Arts Festival, saying that above all, beyond the huge economic boost that this festival does bring, it is changing the lives of the ordinary citizens here in Grahamstown. And he's saying that there's no other place to be for the next 11 days but the National Arts Festival taking place currently in Grahamstown. It's now linked to you, Alessa, in Pretoria.